Welcome back to the channel yet again. This is Frank with the Film Corner, on with part 3 of Criterion pickups for November of 25. So I'd like to start quickly with the companion piece for Vittorio De Sica. It's called Shoe Shine. So this is spine number 1272 in the collection. This is streaming on the Criterion channel, Apple TV, and Amazon Prime. Again, this came out in 1946. I know about this story, but I have not seen this movie yet. I don't want to ruin it for anyone, but essentially what happens is there's some kids that need to shine shoes so that they can get a horse. So it seems kind of an interesting plot, but we'll find out. So it's called Shoe Shine. The next film on the list is called Cairo Station. And I got this specifically because I watch another channel called 20 and 21st Movies on YouTube, and he recommended this. This is by, and I hope I don't butcher this, by an Egyptian director named Youssef Kahine. This is spine number 1273 in the collection, and basically what drew me to this, aside from the recommendation from 20 and 21st century films, or 20 and 21st movies, was they're supposed to have the Arabic Marilyn Monroe in here. So again, I don't really know a whole lot about what this is about yet, but we'll find out together. And if y'all remember, you know, in past videos, I talked about how I collect. My goal is to get all the Criterion movies, but also, you know, I collect in part due to, you know, if there's a specific director that has a few Criterion movies in the collection, I like to get them all. So that way, if anything happens to the director, I have all of their work. This is one of them. This is called Born in Flames by Lizzie Borden. And it's not the same serial killer Lizzie Borden either. She's a director. This movie came out in 1993, I believe, or maybe 1983, sorry. And basically, again, I'm not really sure what this one is about. I got it as a companion piece. She has another work in the Criterion collection called Working Girls, which was about prostitution. So if that one pushed that envelope, I'm sure this one is going to push the envelope as well. But this has to do about feminism in New York City, and a whole bunch of just other things that were going on, you know, during that time, like kind of like bringing everyone is important, you know, in the world to the forefront. I believe that's what this is about. Just everybody's background is unique and different, and everybody, you know, should be welcome into the world, regardless of what your belief structure is or whatever. And I'm a big fan of that. I like inclusivity. So the next one, and I hope I don't butcher this director's name, the next one, my wife and I actually watched because it won, and if there's a glare, I'm sorry, it's because it's a foil pack, but it's called Flow. It's by a man named Gents Zilbald-Odis. I think that's right. I hope I didn't butcher that too bad, sorry. If I did. This is spine number 1278 in the collection. This is a full-blown computer animated feature. This came out in 2024. This actually got, I believe, the Oscar for Best Animated Feature that year. And I told my wife, I was like, Criterion's going to pick that up. And sure enough, when I noticed it was put out by Janus Films. Janus is a subsidiary of Criterion. And I'll show y'all some of that too, because I have a few. They're called Janus Contemporaries. And they're not spine numbered, but they are in the Criterion collection regardless, because they're part of the Criterion umbrella. But Flow was put out by Janus Films, so I knew that Criterion was going to pick this up whenever I saw it. And this is absolutely amazing. I love this so much. I highly recommend this, by the way. I have seen that one. The next one on the list is from one of my favorite directors. He's kind of like, just a little out there, but you can always tell when you've watched one of his movies. His name is Wes Anderson, and this is Isle of Dogs. I got this one in 4K as well as Flow. I meant to tell y'all that, sorry. This is Spine 1281. My goal was to pick up all of the rest of Wes Anderson movies that I didn't have, and they just recently issued Isle of Dogs and my next one that I'll show you in a second. But I'm interested in looking at this. The animation style looks uniquely Wes Anderson. I can't wait to see this. It's stop motion, kind of like Fantastic Mr. Fox, but with dogs. So anybody that loves dogs out there, let's go for it. We'll talk about that one later. And again, Wes Anderson's newest issue in the Criterion collection is The French Dispatch. This is the last one that I didn't have in the collection, but now I have all of Wes Anderson's movies in the Criterion collection. This one actually came out in 2021. This is spine number 1282. This one is not streaming anywhere either. And they probably do that because it's brand new to the collection. They don't want to stream it and like have it out for sale. So that makes sense to me, but you may be able to find it somewhere. Now the next one I got, because I have a connection to it that I think y'all will find interesting. So this is called Hell's Angels. And what's interesting about this is directed by Howard Hughes. This is spine number 1288 in the collection. This isn't also not streaming anywhere right now, at least that I can tell. By the way, I'm using the Criterion website to find out where it's actually streaming. There may be some places that it's streaming, but I just wanted to let y'all know as a matter of clarity. I'm not trying to hold anything back from y'all. But Hell's Angels, the reason that I got this, number one, this movie was actually, if y'all have ever seen The Aviator with Leonardo DiCaprio, this movie is one of the movies that was being made in that movie. And that movie is a biopic, a rough biopic about Howard Hughes' life. So the thing that y'all may not know about Howard Hughes is that Howard Hughes is responsible for creating satellites. He's responsible for making mechanical beds for like hospitals. He actually made his fortune in drill bit technology that they use like whenever they were digging for, like searching for oil. So he made billions upon billions of dollars and is responsible in part for a lot of advancement in our technology. So I always like to try to give kudos where it's due and go back and look at, older films like this to help remind me of where we've come from. And this movie, this Hell's Angels, was actually kind of like trapped in a developmental hell. There was some people that got hurt and even died like while they were making this movie. So actually for it to be out and picked up by Criterion's pretty amazing. And the transfer is supposed to be pretty great too. And I haven't seen it yet, but I'm going to watch it at some point, and we'll review it together. So the next one on the list is from a Mexican director. His name is Luis Buñuel, and this is called El. Okay, and the reason that I picked this one up is he's a surrealist director, kind of like, if y'all have ever seen David Lynch. David Lynch is very much a surrealist individual. I love all of his stuff. I have all of his works in the Criterion collection as well. Luis Buñuel, however, he has a lot of things that are out of print in the Criterion collection that I intend on getting at some point. So I actually picked this up because the rest of his stuff tends to go out of print. He only has like 5 things in the collection, but they're in like a box set. So I have to wait, to where that box set is affordable. But he is famous for doing a movie called The Discreet Charm of the Bourgeoisie. So anyway, I'm interested to watch this because of that. And then I have to say, shout out to my friend Colin, for these next two, because I probably would have never met him had it not been for me looking for this director. So this next movie is called The Wind Will Carry Us by Abbas Kiarostami. And sorry for the glare. All these light background picture cover arts throw a lot of glare. So I apologize for that. This is spine number 1261 in the collection. I have watched this and I love this. This is streaming on the Criterion channel, Apple TV, and Amazon Prime. Again, this is Abbas Kiarostami. This was my first foray into an Iranian director, and evidently he's like a legend over there. I mean, he's deceased now, but there's a companion piece on here at the beginning where his son actually introduces this movie. And essentially what this is about is this is a man that goes into a village. I've chronicled this before, but I'll tell y'all again very quickly. He goes into a village and no one really knows why he's supposed to be there. But in reality, what he's doing is he's waiting for somebody to pass away. And he has a cell phone with him, and he has to go up to the top of a mountain in order to be able to get a cell signal. And while he's there, he ends up kind of integrating himself into the village and the people that live there. So it's really an interesting take on humanity. That's why I really love it so much, aside from the cinematography and the pretty colors and everything like that. So that leads me into my last box set, and this is what introduced me to my friend Colin over in London. So shout out to England, my friend. This is not a spine number, but this is called Abbas Kiarostami, and it's early shorts and features. So this is part of Criterion's what they call the Eclipse series. And this is the first Eclipse line that has been reissued on Blu-ray, since this came out. So originally this was issued on DVD, and at the time there were 17 early works and shorts from Abbas Kiarostami in that box. There are the same 17 in here, but they've been upgraded to Blu-ray. So I had to get this, and I was looking for it, and they didn't have it in the normal spot where they would have it. And it was on the back side of one of their display units. And it turned out that I was like, man, I can't believe they don't have Abbas Kiarostami here. Like, this is crazy. But all of a sudden, somebody was like, oh, you know who Abbas Kiarostami is? And I was like, yeah. And so I ended up making a friend in Europe he wasn't even supposed to be in at that Barnes and Noble that I go to, but he was, and we ended up being fast friends, and we're keeping in touch to this day. He has a Criterion, I mean, not a Criterion, I'm sorry, y'all. He has a YouTube channel, and it's called, give me one moment, I'm sorry. He has a channel called 42nd Street Forever. And he really likes like movies that just fly under the radar, in addition to Criterion movies. But I would say that like his channel is definitely worth checking out. Because if you like horror and exploitation films and just things like that, he's got a lot of cool stuff on his channel, and he's got a lot of Hong Kong cinema and things that I've started to drift into because you know, they've been in my purview for a long time, but I just haven't had a chance to really like kind of flesh that out. But we'll get into that in another video. But again, his channel is called 42nd Street Forever on YouTube. If y'all want to go check it out, y'all can like, comment, and subscribe on his channel as well. I'm sure he would appreciate the viewership and the subs and everything. So that ends part 3 of the Criterion pickups for November. Stay tuned for part 4. Again, thanks for sharing, commenting, subscribing. I welcome you all. And I'll see you soon. Thanks again.